Bhagyavantaha. They are the most fortunate people upon this earth. Kaubinavantaha. Others are spending thousands and 10,000s of rupees to get costumes, dress for them. These people take a piece of cloth and wear it on their hip, and they walk about freely like beautiful animals. What about the horses? What about the deer? Is not the deer beautiful? Will you ever say, looking at the deer, oh, it is naked, it is very poor? Or would you like to see the whole body of the deer? Similarly, the human being also is most beautiful when he is having that natural exposure of the body. Kaubinavantaha kalu bhagyavantaha. Still, as a mark of civilization, they wear a piece of loincloth alone. Such people are the most fortunate, he says. Vedanta vakyeshu sadaramanto bhikshanna matrena chatushtimantaha vishogamantah karane ramantaha kaubinavantaha khalu bhagyavantaha. It's altogether 5 verses. Maybe I will recite 1 or 2 more. Moolam taro kevalamashrayantaha panidvayam bhoktum amandrayantaha kandhamiva shrimapi kutsayantaha kaubinavantaha khalu bhagyavantaha. How can I tell you how much of inspiration, strength, compulsion, persuasion, enlightenment and motivation these lines gave me years back. 56 years I have been disseminating the spiritual culture of the country for the past 56 years. When I read all these things, it was before that, when I was in Purvashrama in Calcutta. Those lines, so much of a flood of delight as well as light they gave me. Moolam taroh kevalamashrayantaha. They are walking freely. Suppose they want to take a rest, it is midday. Where will they go? Moolam taroh kevalamashrayantaha. They will go, sit underneath a spread out tree. So there will be shade and shadow. I don't think any house will be any better. In the name of cities, megapolis, etc., what do we have? Concrete forests and jungles. There you don't find so much of shadow, even with air condition. Here, what is the situation? Moolam daro kevalamashrayantaha. They will simply go. If they have something to spread, they will spread. Maybe a bundle they have. They will keep that bundle and simply lean against the trunk of the tree. Moolam taroho kevalamashrayantaha. Taroho means of the tree. Moolam means right at the bottom. That alone they are seeking. That is their shelter. Panidvayam bhoktum amandrayantaha. They extend their palms, joint palms. When the housewife offers food, they receive it in their palm. To keep a vessel itself is a load. That has to be managed. Even that may be stolen sometimes. There are still poorer people, they don't have a plate, so they may take it away. Panidvayam bhoktum amandrayantaha kandhamiva shrimapi kutsayantaha. This is where I want to tell you, borrow ears and listen. Borrow ears and listen. Kandhamiva shrimapi kutsayantaha. They are spurning wealth, Mahalakshmi. Mahalakshmi, the goddess of wealth. They spurn. Like what? Like a torn piece of cloth. Like a torn piece of cloth, they kick. I don't want. Kaubinavantaha khalu bhagyavantaha. Such people, though wearing a piece of loincloth and wandering from place to place, are the most bhagyavans, fortunate people. Brahmaksharam pavanamuccharanto brahmahamasmiti vibhavayantaha vikshashino dikshu paribhramantaha kaubinavantaha khalu bhagyavantaha. Brahmaksharam Pavanamucharanto. What does it mean? You know, these mendicants, they don't have many jobs to do. They only have one task, if at all. What is that? Constantly or as much as possible chant Brahmaksharam Pavanam Ucharandaha. Pavanam Brahmaksharam Ucharandaha. What does it mean? Brahmakshara is Om, 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 or something similar to that. I am the Atman, I am the Brahman. The world alone is Brahman. World is full of Brahman. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. Sarvam Vishnumayam Jagad. Om, Om. Sarvam Vishnumayam Jagad. Vasudeva Sarvamidhi. Vasudeva Sarvamidhi. Harihi. Om. Harihi. Om. Om. This is that Brahmakshara. Just see, when the letter is uttered, it brings so much of vibration, so much of peace, so much of confidence, strength and inspiration. Brahmaksharam Pavanam. The chanting of this Brahmakshara, it is so purifying. You cannot purify your mind with a drink, with any kind of a solid food, any recipe. No, it goes to the stomach. It doesn't touch the mind at all. To touch the mind, utterances are necessary. Mantras are necessary. Brahmaksharam Pavanamucharanto Brahmahamasmiti Vibhavayantaha. I am Brahman. I am Brahman. I am not the body. I am not the mind. I am not the intelligence. I am not the ego. But I am the Supreme Brahman. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Prajnanam Brahma. I am Atma Brahma. Tattvamasi. I am Atma Brahma. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. Brahmahamasmiti Vibhavayantaha. Brahmahamasmiti Vibhavayantaha. They contemplate upon, reflect upon, ruminate over this simple truth. I am using the word I. Everything seems to be mine in me. My body is mine. My mind is mine. I am referring to the intelligence also as mine. I am referring to the ego also as mine. So where is the I, the subject, the Prathama Purusha, the nominative case? That is the Brahman. That is the Brahman. It is not to be inserted into my body. It is not to be reached at a distance. It is not to be produced in the form of an outcome out of a performance or an activity. It is, on the other hand, a recognition of what already is. Brahmahamasmiti vibhavayantaha bhikshashino dikshu paribhramantaha. Bhikshashino, giving, to have food only by bhiksha, only by begging. Only by Om Namo Narayanaya, Dikshu Paribhramantaha, traveling and moving about from place to place. Maybe you start from Kerala and end up in Uttar Pradesh, or you start from Saurashtra, go to Assam. Bhikshashino Dikshu Paribhramantaha, Kaubinavantah Kalu Bhagyavantaha. Such Kaubinadharins are the most fortunate ones. Brahmaksharam Pavanamucharanto Brahmahamasmiti Vibhavayantaha Bhikshashino Dikshu Paribhramantaha Kaubinavantah Khalu Bhagyavantaha. Now we go to the further instructions, that Shloka Shatkam, as I said. We are going to the next verse of Krishna. Dosha buddhyo bhayatito Nishedhanna nivartade guna buddhya cha vihidam nagaroti yatharbhagaha. Uddhava, listen to me very carefully. In a matter of hours you are going to leave Dwaraka, never to come back. And Dwaraka also is to go under the sea, never to be retrieved. So we are all leaving. So far we lived a life of differentiation, a life, an activity, an interaction based upon clear differences, vidhi and nishedha, good and bad. Now the time has come for you to transcend, outlive and float over these, over these. So this is the message for you. Dosha buddhyo bhayadito nishedhan na nivartade. Ubhayatitaha. You become an ubhayatita. If you want to have that jnana, vijnana, tushtatma you want to become, that vijnana and jnana, they don't allow to make any differentiation whatsoever. The entire world is godly. Every human is godly. There is no godliness anywhere at all. So your attitude should be ubhayatitatva. Don't speak of differentiation. Don't think of differentiation. Always think of one, the wholesome truth. So transcend the ubhaya, the dual feelings. One who has transcended this, what does he do? Nishedhad dosha buddhya na nivartade. Even if he avoids a particular action as undesirable, it is not because he sees any evil in it. There is no evil at all. Everything is equally godly. The opposites are actually complementary. Like the circumference and the center. Without the center, there is no circumference. Without the circumference, the center will be a mere point, not center. As they are complementary to each other, fulfilling each other, guna and dosha also are fulfilling. So transcend them. And even if you withdraw from anything, it is not for saving yourself from any evil. Nishedhan na nivartade. Guna buddhya cha vihidam na karoti yatharpaka. And similarly, seeing guna or benefit in something, don't do also. So in the desirables, don't see anything particularly to gain in the form of virtue. And in the undesirable, don't see anything particularly to avoid evil from. Let the mind float over these in the transcendental plane. Such a man, how will he live in this world? Will he damage and destroy? No. Na karoti yatha arbhaga. Does a child ever do any harm? Certainly not. Like the child, he will also be innocuous, innocent, and always benevolent, not at all harmful. This is a very, very great verse, my dear souls. I am wondering whether you get the meaning of it, the import of it, the message of it. Dosha buddhyo bhayatito nishedhan na nivartade guna buddhya cha vihitam na karoti yatharbhagaha. These are verses which are the jewels of our spiritual instruction, spiritual law. In Bhagavad Gita, which was delivered in Kurukshetra battlefield, Krishna speaks about it. There are so many things mentioned there, but there are some messages which stand unique and distinct. Tasmad asaktas sadadam karyam karma samachara asakto hyajaran karma paramapnodi purusha. Tasmad asaktas sadadam karyam karma samachara asakto hyajaran karma paramapnodi purusha. He says, so many different types of activities are there. This Mahabharata war also is such a socially dimensioned activity. Arjuna, stop going into the details of activity. Considerations like what is good, what is bad, what is noble, what is ignoble, what elevates and what enervates. Leave all these considerations. Adopt one formula always. Asaktaha. Have no delusional clinging towards any activity whatsoever. If it is war, war. If it is ruling, okay. If it is the death of my army, okay. If it is the death of the other army, equally okay. Everywhere you must have asakti. You should not have any delusional clinging which generally characterizes the mind. You should not have it. Tasmad asakta sadadam karyam karma samachara. Whatever faces you in the form of an activity, just do it. Don't seek it. Don't pray for it. Don't compel it. Whatever comes, just accept. Tasmad asakta sadadam karyam karma samachara asakto hyajaran karma paramapnoti purusha. This asakta, asakti. That itself is sufficient for you to attain the supreme human goal. Nothing else is required. The supreme goal will be had only by this, asakti, asakti. The lack of delusional clinging, an enlightened approach. This generally enriches and embellishes the mind and the intelligence of a man. It has got no external expression at all. In Ashtavakra Samhita, Ashtavakra tells Janaka how to live in this world. Who was this Janaka? A great knower of truth. That too, a king and an emperor seated on the throne. He is advising him, who? Sage Ashtavakra. And this is a wonderful verse which appealed to me quite a lot, a great deal, again in Calcutta. Yada yat kartumayadi tada tat kurute riju shubham vapya shubham vabi tasya cheshta hi balavad. The first time I heard this verse was from the mouth of my Gurudev. He chanted it in his own Bengali diction. Yada yat kartumayadi tada tat kurute riju. Whatever is to be done and whenever, whatever is to be done and wherever it may be, tada tat kurute riju. Do that there, then properly. Keep quiet. Don't worry about it. Why did I do it? Why was it necessary? Don't go into considerations. It has come as part of nature, nature's course. Just do it and keep quiet. Shubham vapya shubham vabi. Let it be Shubha, auspicious, or Ashubha, inauspicious. Tasya cheshta hi balavad. Like a child, you simply do it and forget about it. Does the child remember all that it has done? Certainly not. It might have cried, it might have laughed, it might have beaten the mother, beaten the father in a fit of temper. Will he remember all these things? Certainly not. Why are you carrying forward? The wind blows, the river flows, the clouds shed, the trees flower and fruition. Do they remember all these things? Then why are we remembering? At the same time, do not be inactive, do not be idle. Yada yat kartumayadi tada tat kurute riju shubham vapya shubham vapi tasya cheshtahi balavad. Now you are not a bala, you are youthful, you are sufficiently mature, but mentally you should become a child in the performance of all activities. Then that is the right enlightened one. There is an ashtakam called Shukashtakam. It is said to have been sung, composed by Shuka Maharshi, who narrates Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit. Bheda bhedau sabadi galidau punya pabe vishirne maya mohau kshayamubagadau nashta sandeha vritte. What a lofty thought, my dear souls. Bheda bhedau sabadi galidau punya pabe vishirne maya mohau kshayamubagadau nashta sandeha vritte. Shabdadidam trigunarahidam prapya tattva-avabodham nistrahi gunye pathi vicharadaha ko vidhi ko nishedha. What a wonderful song. I am wondering, when will this be heard from thousands and thousands and thousands of people and hundreds of corners, houses from India? Bheda bhedau sapadi galidau punya pabe vishirne maya mohau kshayamubagadau nashta sandeha vritte. Shabdadidam trigunarahidam prapya tattva-avabodham nistrahi gunye pathi vicharadaha ko vidhi ko nishedha. While advising Krishna in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Krishna used a very, very sharp, striking description. Traigunya vishaya veda nistrahi gunyo bhavarjuna. However holy the Vedas are, Arjuna, They deal only with the Triguna products and outcome. I want you to become Nistrayi Gunya. You rise about Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Therefore, no Vedas are relevant to you. And that is how he describes Karma Yoga, which is far above the Vedic canon. So here he is saying, Nistrayi Gunye Pathi Vicharataha Ko Vidhi Ko Nishedha. I am one who walks in the path of called Nistrayi Gunya. I am not interested in any of the benefits or exceptions provided by Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. The entire Prakriti is a creation of Sattva, Rajas, Tamo Gunas. Whether it is here or whether it is there or whether it is in the intermediate region, all are products and outcome and processes of Trigunas. I am one who is by choice, by discretion, by discrimination, by enlightenment, by the Diksha I got from my Guru, moving and traveling and meandering, rambling in the Nistraigunya street. For such a one, ko vidhi, ko nishedha. Where is anything like a prohibition or an injunction? Why? Bheda bhedau sapadi galitau punya pape vishirne. I have no more any thought or anxiety or fear about punya and papa. Buddhi yukto jahadiha ubhe sukrita dushkrite, said Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. A man whose buddhi is sufficiently united with samatva. For him, he is not interested in sukrita or dushkrita. Punya and papa are sukrita dushkrita phalas. So when punya papa vishirne, it has got dissipated, it has become exterminated, completely attenuated. I have no hankering for punya and I have no fear of papa also. I am born here as a product of nature. I am born here as an outcome of nature and I am living and moving in the nature's horizon. Everything is planned and schemed by nature. If I speak with my tongue. That my tongue is not my tongue, it is nature's evolute. If I am hearing my speech, it is with my ears, not evolved by me, not designed by my parents also. Nature is responsible. So everywhere it is nature. That being the case, why should I seek anything in particular? Or why should I eschew anything in particular? So punya and papa have become attenuated for me. Bheda bhedau sapadi galitau. My dear viewers, are you hearing? Are you hearing the real spiritual, cultural loftiness of the country? You are not born here only to eat, dress, sleep and multiply. Understand that this is an elegance that has to grace you today or tomorrow. We are not to be under the clutches of differential outlooks. Man's greed is so much, possessiveness is so much that he creates a heaven before him, thinking that here I enjoy everything. When my body falls, I should go to the heaven to enjoy even something greater. It is a product of his greed. Where is the heaven? How can it be? Your body is shed here. With what will you go there? All movements are stopped, vibrations are stopped when the body falls. Then what is it that you are thinking of? So it is all a craze, a craving. Let us understand that the mind can be liberated from these clutches. Bheda, bhedau, the sense of differentiations, and as a contrast, the sense of oneness, both of them. Differentiation as well as the undifferentiated position. Sapadi galitau. Right now, in my mind, they have fallen. Punya pape vishirne maya mohau kshayamupagate nashta sandeha vritte. Maya mohau. Maya, the thing that causes illusoriness, moha, delusion. These are some peculiar states of the mind. So the mind was suffering under maya and moha. That's all gone. Kshayam upagatau. They have attained extinction. They have declined and become extinct. Nashta sandeha vrittehe. Nashta sandeha vrittehe. There was an iota of doubt, or maybe many doubts earlier. Ultimately it became only one doubt. Am I Brahman? Am I the Atma? Do I have to become that? All these doubts have completely gone. In meditation you remain absorbed. Sometimes absorption does not come. The absorption pleases you. The non-absorption displeases you. So in the name of meditation you are courting pleasure and displeasure. Is it right? How much of time can you be absorbed? Maybe half an hour, 1 hour. The day consists of 24 hours. So 23 hours you are away from absorption. Can 1 hour absorption be an answer to 23 hours of its opposite? So there is a sandeha, a doubt. That doubt completely vanishes, stops, drops.